I ain't been broke in a minute. Let's get into it. It's Degen Fantasy. Back in the building. Rocky Prop, Rookie Bet Chef Rocky. I need to get Brian a nickname. We got Brian in the house, and we got Double Down Dan. So before we start, we got to get Brian a nickname. Dan, give me something. Give me some juice.
You can't just fucking put me on the spot like that. Let me think about it.
I got Double Down Dan. I got Rocky Prop, Chef Rocky.
Brian is the fucking Admiral. Okay, I know him as Admiral.
NASCAR Admiral.
Yeah, fucking Admiral Brian's got some fucking sweet picks for you guys.
Dude, he should start his own channel and just be known as the betting aficionado.
Hey, that's pretty solid because he's got good scotch too. You know,
that's all you need: a stogie, some good scotch, and a fucking Bovada that looks like his. All right, so we're back in effect on another episode. Really cleaning up how our display looks. I really like how we're looking in. It's looked like an episode of ESPN. So that's props to you, boy Rock. We got picks for you guys tonight. Recaps of how we went last week. I get
a couple props maybe for the suggestion. Look at that blue.
He was like, I want blue.
Sexy. That blue's pretty sexy.
Rock, we work in some blue. I'm like, probably not, but I'll try my hardest. Yeah, but slowly figuring out each episode. That's how you grow in life, whatever the case may be. You slowly moving forward. But yeah, we got picks recapped from last week. Absolutely did great. And then we have picks for tonight, and then we're talking NASCAR. We got some topics to roll over. Dan, how was your betting week? At least since we last saw you. How has it been looking? Hits, misses, not playing?
No, actually, really good. We talked last episode. Bovada freed my account, thankfully. Withdrew every single dollar that I have in that motherfucker because I'm not trusting them motherfuckers with any of my money ever again. Went over to my bookie, snatched a nice little fucking deal. Waiting for the legal books to open. We got T-2 days in fucking North Carolina, and then your boy's going to be rolling in free bets, and I'm just going to be fucking slicing and dicing left and right. Had a good week on college basketball. Favorite time of the year for college basketball? We got conference tourneys going on right now, and it leads us right in to fucking March Madness. I've been going fucking crazy on that shit. Great matchups. Fucking man, these live betting lines are so shit too. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. So it's been a good fucking week for me.
Might as well tail into Admiral. Bri, how's your betting week looking?
So last night was really good. I jumped on the Missouri Valley Conference tournament unders. So I got a tip a little bit late, so I missed the first game, but they went 4 for 4 unders, all 4 games unders. So that's something that we should be looking into as that tournament goes on. Missouri Valley Conference.
Okay, good conference too.
There you go, fucking sniping them. Which one did you miss late? Which game?
Well, I missed the first game of the day. There are 4 games yesterday.
Was that under as well?
All 4 of them were under, yeah.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
So you tailed in on 3 of those, okay.
Yep. So I got 3 of the 4 in and went 3-0 on those games. So yeah, that's something that we should be looking at as that conference tournament keeps going on. There's just been low scoring games. It's pretty much shit offense. So it's terrible basketball to watch, but if we're making money, let's do it.
He's
right?
like betting on like elementary school games. Like, no way they hit 20.
Oh, dude, he's betting on teams like Indiana State and shit like that. They're fucking. They
don't even know.
Indiana State's a good team, but the rest of them are shit.
Brian's sneaking into the stadium late at night and he's raising the rim. He's like, there we go. Slam.
Loosening up a couple floorboards on the court. You know what I mean?
So yeah, the game I missed yesterday was the Indiana State Missouri State game. That was 59 or 75-59, and then Belmont Northern Iowa went under 67-62, and then Drake Evansville went under, and Bradley UIC went under. UIC only scored 47 points. So
Jesus Christ.
All 4 of those unders hit. So today we're looking at there's a game on today already. Indiana State played Northern Iowa. I think that game went over because Indiana State
game went way over.
But that line for 47 points for the entire team that they hit, like it's crazy when you see that compared to like Joel Embiid dropping 70 points by himself. Just one guy. Like,
we might
couldn't even
never
get
see
30.
that again, to be quite honest with you. We might have to RIP that guy.
All right,
Well,
He might never be the same ever again.
really?
Yeah.
Did you guys
this
follow
is
the Pepperdine game a couple days ago?
I did not.
Oh my God! Dude. We might have to pull up highlights from this game. Oh my God, dude! It was a fucking beating, dude.
The halftime score was what, 56-9 or 50,
Yeah.
55-9. They only scored 9 points in the first half.
Wait, what team is this? Pepperidge Farm?
Pepperidge Farms beat. No, it was Pepperdine and Pacific.
Pepperdine.
The final
fuck is
ended
that?
up being 102-43. They beat them by almost 60 points, 59 points.
I would have been like, Coach, pull me the fuck out.
Oh, dude, I would have sat my ass right on the bench. Like,
I
I'm
You'd
think
have
done.
been like, Samita, you're in. You're like, nope.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's the
good,
problem.
buddy.
I don't think they have a coach, right?
They don't have a coach.
I don't think Pacific has a coach right now. So
I'll come.
Well, that makes a lot
I'll
of sense.
coach.
Dude,
Listen,
fucking put me in, baby. Yo,
dude.
get all three of us in a fucking coach. Listen, you guys want to split head coaching duties at Pacific?
Dude, let's do it, and then let's be the notable of like game riggers for sports gambling and just give out fire.
Tell me I wouldn't be a fucking monster on the recruiting trail. Just tell me I wouldn't.
I think you'd just be a monster on the Bovada. You'd be like, this team's gonna win shit.
I'd be like, hey, Jones, you got to miss this next couple shots, all right? We got to catch this.
Your
spread,
best
all
player,
right?
your best player. You're like, listen, you're gonna have a seat. You're like, he's like, Coach, it's the first quarter. He goes, I know.
I know.
Have a seat.
Sit down, though, okay?
All right, so before we get into any different topic, let's recap how the week went last week, or last stream at least. So let me see which ones we got. So that's tonight. This was our hockey shots. What was it?
Bang,
2 days ago, Dan?
Yeah.
Fucking sniped. Pasternak looked like a bitch. He actually he actually hit 4. He didn't hit the half, so missed on that one. Whatever the case may be, he probably gave it back to me in a different way against my team today, which sucked. But Stamkos hit, Sid hit, he sure hit in the first period.
He sure is a fucking wagon, is he not?
Dude, he sure is nasty. Nico Heischer. Listen, tail him as much as you can. I don't know if his role changed. I got to look more into it, but he's just shooting the pill all night. He's just, I'm in the zone, get it on net. He's dumping it from the fucking blue line on net instead of putting it in the corner. It's fantastic. Hockey shots went great. And then same with basketball. We went
really
1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 on basketball. And I'm really like that slate too to go 4 and 2. I'm happy with because I had a feeling about the Pistons against the Nets, but I was also like, they're the Pistons. And I also had a feeling about the Nuggets against the Celtics. I like tonight's slate so much more considering the matchups in the hockey scene and the NBA. Looking at primarily the hockey shots, we'll talk about this more in detail a little later. Jonathan Marchessault, we've been making a lot of money on. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold, and you could tell it every fucking week. So you can take his unders or take his overs and do it consistently and hit. His line mate, also the number 1 player on the team, Jack Eichel, who Dan hates because he used to be a Sabre, who went to Vegas and got a ring. He opens up the ice a lot for Marshy. So Marshy's going to go out, and his line on Bovada is 2.5, which is perfect. So you don't get that push if he gets to fucking 3. Like you do on Prize Picks, because Prize Picks gives you dick and balls for odds. Really like his spot tonight going against Detroit. Young team, not that good. Stamkos, been on a heater. I'm riding it, and I'm still riding it. They are playing Philadelphia. Fuck Philadelphia. They suck. And it's a good matchup for him. Right-handed shooter is going to shoot the pill all night. Bedard is going against Washington. Washington looked pretty good last time they played the Penguins, but the Penguins suck. And Bedard's looking to bounce back. His line on Bovada as well is a whole point difference, with it being 3.5 on Prize Picks and 2.5 on Bovada or other books. I'm sure you can find it. So that's a perfect spot. Yeah, his line's 3.5 on
He's
Prize
2.5 on Bovada right now.
2.5 on Bovada going against Washington. So lock that in if you can. Matthews going against Montreal. In Montreal, going to be a sick game, and he's absolutely going to annihilate this poor team. They got high draft picks. They got a second pick in the first round a year or 2 ago. They got Cole Caulfield, but it's a shit house there. They're rebuilding while they're rebuilding. That's how bad it's going over there. And where's tonight's slate for the NBA? Tonight's slate for the NBA is Look at these matchups: Nuggets, Jazz, Nets,
Nuggets.
Hornets, Mavericks, Pistons.
Going
Mavericks.
Hornets on that game, I think. I'm going Hornets on that game.
I'm feeling that too, but I feel like the Nets need this win. That's why I'm taking it, because it's not like
I don't think they give a fuck anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Nets are fucking out.
All right,
I think they're out skis.
Yeah, so if you guys like the Hornets a little bit more, we've also made some money on the Hornets. You can fade there. Mavs, Pistons. Mavs have turned in some weird games lately, but I think this is like they're like if we lose tonight, it's a problem game.
Hey, props on that snipe last stream though, because I was all in on the Heat over the Mavericks, and
I'm a Heat guy.
Mavericks came out and played well.
I think if that was, and we checked it live during the stream, and it was 18-7 in the first quarter. Miami was up.
Yeah.
I should have took the Mavs live at that score, only because it's different. If that was like the Raptors, for example, against the Mavs, like I don't think I would have been able to call it. But based on me knowing my team a little bit better than every other team, I was like, it's just not a favorable matchup with who we have in, who we have out, and the same on the other side of the ball with the Mavs, who they have in, who they have out. Raptors, Trailblazers, going Raptors here. Need it in a good spot. Trailblazers are sitting scoot tonight, I think. And Warriors, Spurs. Warriors are on a heater, and they're making their playoff push now, and I think there's going to be too much for the Spurs. Same thing with the Celtics and Suns. Going to be a great fucking game. It can go really either way, but I like the Celtics tonight with Porzingis and Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So there's the picks for tonight. And while we got Brian here, I really want to segue into what we got going on with. I know NASCAR's on tonight, and it's on right now. Does anybody know what we're looking at in the race right now for the Xfinity Series? Like, where's the spots? Who's sitting where?
So right now, looks like Chandler Smith's in the lead. Cole Custer and Chandler Smith have pretty much been the class of the field today. So it seems like it's going to be one of them. We're in stage 3, so there's about, 70 laps left, 60 laps left is on commercial now, but home stretch, Phoenix. I don't like Phoenix. I think Phoenix is a terrible racetrack. It produces boring racing, not many wrecks, and they get really spread out, so it's hard to pass. So Chandler Smith right now probably is the odds-on favorite live, would be my guess. Not looking at any books, but
yeah, plus 250 right now.
Plus 250. Yeah. So if you're watching this live, that might be something that might be worthwhile, taking a shot at Chandler Smith at plus 250 or plus 250.
If you guys was this the race you guys were struggling to get picks on?
No. This is the race tomorrow. We have no
race
picks
tomorrow.
On. Yeah, which is bullshit. I don't know what the fuck's qualifying was a couple hours ago. Usually these lines are up and ready to go. I have literally nothing. I'm still fucking scouring to find any sort of matchups lines I can get.
You looked on every book that you have access to?
Yep.
That's a tough spot.
Even books I don't fucking have access to, I was looking on.
Did you look at Fliff?
I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Podcast is done. 13 minutes in.
Podcast over. So yeah, we'll check back here and there. We'll see what's going on at Phoenix during the show. But got some show topics to discuss with the fellas, and there's a couple different ones. Dan, which one would you rather tail into first? This one I really like, the most underrated players to bet on. We also have what team has made you the most money, whether it be this year or lifetime, and then who's the team to be most scared of, and that can be NBA. It could be for the upcoming NFL season, NHL, whatever the case may be, or it can be a driver for NASCAR. Like, who do you think can win it all this year? So which one do you want to start with?
Yeah, let's run. I like who's the team to be most scared of. I like that.
All right, so let's start with Bry, Mr. Philly. In the NBA, who do you think is the team that the league should be the most scared of playoff-wise?
That's a good question. I rule out Milwaukee just because of the Doc Rivers situation out there. I don't trust him in the playoffs. I mean, I think the team that is probably been the hottest over the last couple months has been the Clippers, right?
Yeah.
So I think that if those three guys can stay healthy, and that's a big if, that's a team I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs. Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi. That's a scary three to go up against.
Yeah, they're a well-coached team. I feel like the roles for each one of these guys, where they kind of bounced around the league a little bit. They kind of found their spots and where they can kind of, mesh with teammates and players, but also they found a spot where they know how to play their roles together to win. I love PG's game. PG and OKC. Each one of these players, other than Kawhi, the main three, have all had a taste in OKC. But speaking on OKC, for me, I think if they do anything at the deadline, Dan was talking about if they were to pick up DeJounte Murray, like something like that. Like even if they don't, I think they're one of the teams to be most scared of. They got size. They got everything they need. They got shooting. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's looked phenomenal. They got Chet Holmgren. They look really, really good. They're not someone I'd want to run into for a 7-game series. But on the same token, they're also a very young team. So I do love that Clippers pick as well, because I also feel like they're like a good matchup for the Thunder, but they have that veteran experience. So it's kind of like pick your poison or pick what you prefer. But Dan, do you have someone that you're leaning towards? We both went West as well.
Yeah, you guys both did go West. I think the West still runs through Denver. I would be very shocked if you don't see Denver in the finals this year. They just have a level that I don't think a lot of teams have. But if I'm looking at a sleeper, it all depends on how this trade deadline goes. I like the OKC pick. I also like the Clippers pick. We do have to talk about just the fact that James Harden goes to shit in the playoffs when it matters. I don't know if that's going to if one of them gets hurt and then James Harden also takes a shit, I think they could easily be out in the first or second round. But here's my sleeper. Let's talk about this. All right. They're out in New York, and they're the New York Knickerbockers. In the East, I think the Knicks have every capability, if they are fully healthy going into the playoffs, that they could take someone's head off. I think you see that team, if they are healthy, at least in the, I would say you're going to be in the second round, but I think they could get to the conference finals. I don't know if they get past Boston, whoever else is there, but I think the Knicks have like the best shot to be sleepers. I think they're sitting at the 5 seed right now. Pretty easy 4 or 5 matchup if that's the matchup for them. I think they could get there, buddy. I think they're a force.
I agree. And I feel like, we talked about yesterday, the West being the more strong conference out of the two, but I also side with, like, even though there's less talent probably in the East, that there is some good teams out there. And so I chose OKC, but I will say, so like, that's who I think the league should be most scared of playoff wise. But I know every team in the East is scared of Miami. They don't want to play Miami. I mean, that's what they say every year. Oh, I
have yet to see Miami really, like, usually this is like game fucking time for Miami. Mm-hmm. This month is when they start fucking turning up. I just don't see it right now, it's kind of quite, I don't understand why I'm not seeing it. Is just because Rozier is injured and they don't really
Rozier just came back. He just came back.
Okay. So he just came. So maybe it'll take him a week or two to get into it, but I still think they need a piece, and if I'm being honest, like, I still think OKC needs a piece too. They're too young.
Yeah,
they don't have as much size on the interior as I'd like them to have. They need a center, and I think they need a veteran presence. Nothing like
PJ Tucker.
Maybe I think he's probably past. I think they just need they need somebody that can let Chet sit down once in a while. Mm-hmm. I think if you're just overly reliant on Chet in the playoffs, it's going to be a fucking shit show. But they need a piece, and they have every NBA team's first round pick for like the next 5 years, I think. So they can get whoever the fuck they want. They literally can unload a pick package that nobody else would be able to fuck with. And I think they should, because I think this championship window is officially open for them. Like, they need to fucking, and if they learned from that fucking Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook catastrophe that they had, they need to fucking go all in on this team, because they can fucking win. They're a good fucking team already. But if you add DeJounte Murray, if you add a couple scorers, you add people that could fucking, if Shea comes off the floor and you got DeJounte coming right on the fucking floor after him, there's no fucking breaks there, dude. Like, he could put up numbers. I feel like they got one more piece they need to grab, and they'll be a serious contender. But until if I have Jokic, I'm not worried about fucking Chet Holmgren. I'm not at all.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, I like the take, and I also really like lean into that Knicks take as well, because I feel like the Knicks is somebody that, like, to be scared of a team, you don't really want to play them, but also, like, it's because of the favorable matchups, and they're deep from the starting five, from top to bottom, with size and skill. And Julius Randle is just a difference maker. So I don't know if they can take like a team like the Nuggets, say, if they got to the final. That's one question I want to ask, like, really quick, out of the East, who, like, we can just brush over this one. Who is someone that can beat the Nuggets in the East?
Oh, fuck.
First thing I'm saying is Milwaukee.
I don't see the only thing with Milwaukee, and you watched it. If you guys had watched that game at all, I think it was last night, right? When they lost.
Yep.
On like a last second shot or whatever the fuck. They give the ball to Dame. He's got like 15 seconds to make a fucking play or whatever the fuck. And he drives and gets fucking packed. Like, fucking shot gets sent. Just gone. He doesn't have a fuck. If that's what you're doing in the final fucking seconds of quite a meaningful fucking regular season game, I know it's a regular season game. I know it doesn't really matter that much, but like, if that's your fucking plan in the playoffs, I listen, Dame has been to the playoffs. Dame has also been really fucking bad in the playoffs.
He's also been really good at times.
I can count more times being bad than being good.
Better than Harden, though, in the playoffs. Yes.
Kinda. I don't know, Brian, break the tie here, because I don't think there's a really big difference between the two in the playoffs.
Is there a worse player in the playoffs than James Harden?
No.
No, I'm just saying, is it like, if you had to pick, would you rather Harden or Dame time?
Oh, Dame time.
For sure.
In the playoffs, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Ice in his veins.
Even in the playoffs. We're talking playoffs here.
Oh, I'd rather have fucking Marcus Smart over James Harden in the playoffs. And that's a fact, and I think you guys would all agree.
So fucking Marcus Smart's jerking off to that clip right now. You know
Good.
He is. Jesus Christ, dude.
Anyway,
Marcus
but listen,
Smart.
The reason why I said, and then I'll ask Brian the same question, is who do you think can take him out of the East? But I said that because I feel like if you had a team that has a Jokic stopper, you just drape Giannis Antetokounmpo all over Jokic the entire series. Just be all up in his face. You got strength and size. Don't let him shoot. Just put your fucking hand up and just follow him to the rim. He's not going to make every shot. And then I will take that game matchup against Jamal Murray.
Okay, I get that. But I also think, like, the more defense you ask Giannis to play, the weaker his offensive game is going to be. He's going to be way more tired. Like,
that is true. And then the same token, then you swap him for Brook Lopez.
But I'm not worried about Brook fucking Lopez with Jokic.
But you put if you cycle between Giannis and Brook Lopez on Jokic, it's better trying to stop him with those two instead of putting Terry Rozier in front of fucking Jokic or Giannis and being like, stop him.
I think Miami would get fucking annihilated.
I agree, because we should have had Dame.
I think the only team that can really compete with them when it comes to size would be Boston. But even then, we saw that game run the other night. Boston gave him a good shot, but Jokic is just too fucking good. And even Boston, who has stars that actually defend, it's impossible to – but that's – again, you don't have to just stop. Like, let Jokic score 50 points a fucking game. If nobody else scores 50 points, you're going to win the fucking game. It ain't about stopping Jokic.
No, but that's the thing about Jokic, is that when he's scoring 50 points, you bring everyone to him, and he can pass so well.
Yeah, but you know what? Let him get 75 points a game. I would let him fucking score as much as he possibly can.
He'll drop 30. He'll drop 30 and 12 assists a game, and that's the problem.
Yeah, but if you don't double team him and unfortunately you leave your guy on an island with him, you're right. He's not going to hit every fucking shot. He's going to miss on occasion. And you just have to capitalize on those moments. You can't let the supporting cast. You can't let Jamal Murray go crazy. You have to be able to stop them. That's why, from like a size And from like a talent standpoint, I think Boston is the only team that could really compete with them out of the East. I don't see many skilled like 6'7", 6'8" players that can play. And I hate fucking Boston. Don't fucking smile at me right now. I don't fucking like Boston, but I think they're the only team that can truly compete with them in the fucking finals.
Okay, so Dan, Stephen A, I'm Max Kellerman, and Brian can be Shannon Sharp. Can we hear the Shannon Sharp take?
Brian and Shannon Sharp are so similar, it's crazy. I
It's
can't even
insane.
tell you
So
the similarities between the two.
Can you because like Stephen A will bitch out Max Kellerman, and then when Shannon Sharp says something similar, he's like, I get that. So Brian, let me hear a little bit of your take, similar or not. Like out of the East, like who do you think can take on the Nuggets and like actually do well, and then we'll move on.
I mean, I just feel like the East is just not as good as probably the top 3 or 4 teams in the West. So it's hard to match up a good East team versus a West team. I would say if the Sixers ever got Embiid back, he can guard Jokic. He's proven when they've matched up that he can play with them.
Yep.
But then the supporting cast isn't as good as what Denver has. So it's really tough. Denver's built a really good team of not necessarily superstars around Jokic, but like really solid role players that know what their job is, right? And they do it fantastically well. So it's really good team basketball.
Okay, I like that answer.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if he's back,
that's a really good point, man. That's a really good point. And if you like, we were talking last stream, you put DeMar DeRozan on that fucking team.
Oh my goodness!
I think maybe Maxey, Rosen, Embiid. I think he might have a shot.
That's nasty.
Might have a fucking shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I will tailor into that. I'm gonna skew the fucking unless you guys want to, so we get to the next topic. Do you want to talk NFL or NHL for who's the team to be most scared of?
We can talk NHL. That would be.
All right, we'll breeze over it. In the West, who's the team to be most scared of? Even from the broad knowledge that you guys know.
Dude, right now, after that hurdle pickup yesterday, I think it's Vegas. Vegas is sitting in the 8th seed right now because obviously Eichel's been out. You said he's back today.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they're going to be a fucking, and I hate it, but they're going to be a fucking force. And them sitting in the 8th seed right now, if you're a 1 seed, do you want to see that fucking team?
No, and they have great goaltending.
Great goaltending. Great fucking goaltending. They're fast. They have talent all over the fucking ice. And they just got better, too, on top of it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's a great fucking pick. Honestly, other than Colorado, I'll side with you on that one because Colorado just got really good as well. I'll side with you on that. Brian, do you know who in the East? Brian, do you know much about hockey?
Hockey's probably the furthest thing from NASCAR, so no, I don't. I know nothing about.
That's fine. In the East, I would say Toronto, but they just can never pull it off in the playoffs. So I'm gonna say Boston.
But they have a fucking shitty track record recently in the playoffs too.
I know, but they got a good goalie. They got the scoring.
Okay, what about Carolina? They just picked up your boy from fucking Pittsburgh.
Gensel.
What about Carolina? Do they have a shot?
Carolina? Yeah, I'd be scared of them too. They're young, fast, and talented.
Gensel is
I don't know about their
fucking
goaltending.
good too.
Gensel's nasty.
Yeah.
Gensel is Gensel, like single-handedly, we drafted him. We make a playoff run and we win the cup. He had as a rookie, 17 goals in the playoffs, and he scored every series, every game, just bing, 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 bing. It's insane. And that's a perfect match for him. But also, real quick, but before I think anything, it's also he played on a line with Sidney Crosby. And Sidney Crosby has made millionaires out of just shitty players. So it's either he's going to sink or swim. But literally he makes everyone better around him. He will sink or swim in Carolina. If he's, if it's a good role for him in a good spot, he's going to do phenomenally. If it just, not to fucking fade him, but if it's the Sidney Crosby effect, that's a tough spot for him as well. He's going to have to find different ways to produce. But what were you about to say?
Give me a sleeper in each conference. Give me a sleeper, a team that's in the playoff race right now that can fucking surprise some people in the playoffs.
All right, let me really quick pull up the standings just because I want to look.
Do you think that Florida has a shot?
I do think Florida has a shot, but not to win it all. Sleeper in The East, I would say, honestly, it probably is Carolina, but if not Carolina, I will say Toronto because no one expects them to win. I'm going to say Toronto's the sleeper.
I like it.
And then
Austin Matthews is having a year, dude.
an insane year, and they're deep. If they had a fucking all-star talent goaltender, they'd be tough to beat. And then in the West, maybe not much of a sleeper, but Vancouver looks phenomenal. The biggest sleeper in the West is Winnipeg. Based on what we talked about
we
this
talked
year.
about the defense, talked about the fucking defense.
They make it so that's one thing about hockey that's cool is that it's a sport where like you can really like impose a physical game on a good team and like really change how they play. Like you can beat the fucking shit out of them. Like if Jokic was in the NHL, you know what I would do to Jokic? I would fucking just be like, number one thing tonight, boys, when Jokic has the puck, we hit him as hard as we can every time. That's it. You just fucking
just keep fucking smacking
wear him down.
You got to do something with talent like that. And we'll just real quick on the NBA. I think, and I hadn't thought about Philly. Is Embiid coming back, Brian? Like, is he coming back?
That's the plan. They're going to be in the they're going to do the play-in tournament.
Yeah, they're fucking falling fast too.
It's tough too, but like you want to rush your all-star talent when he just came off a meniscus, though. Is it worth it?
You can't, right? Especially when he's 7'3". Like you can't rush a meniscus with a fucking 7'3".
And ask him to go against players like fucking Porzingis and like all these big dudes in the East and Lopez and all like that's a tough spot. Honestly, I wouldn't if I was on the Sixers organization, I would just try to find a way to get like win now and try not to get a terrible matchup and just see if you get out of the first round. If you get out of the first round, then maybe be like, okay, we can make a run with Embiid, but I'm not rushing him in for what could be another fucking terrible injury to a knee, which is something that's so hard to heal, let alone for a fucking NBA player.
He's a center, nonetheless. A fucking center, nonetheless. You can't.
Yeah.
Too many of those knee injuries, he's gonna be fucking shot, dude. He's gonna be shot.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush him back.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Let's segue. So we got which team has made you the most money? It's kind of more or less the same topic. Underrated players to bet on. I had Marceau on here because we touched on it with Eichel coming back. I think we've been able to make so much money off him this year, whether he's on a skid or he's on a high side. Like you can see it from a mile away and between the matchups and really make good money. So, who is somebody? Maybe you guys can think of 3 guys each, and I'll think of 3 guys. We'll start from right to left. 3 players, any sport, any driver, anything that you can think of that's like people don't really key in on these guys, but what you can do is make money on them.
So for me, I think you said right to left, right? So it's me first. So for me, I love right now when it comes to underrated players, I think Heischer is drastically underrated, and I love betting on him for hockey. I think I think the last 5-6 games he's hit his over in like the first, second period, like right away. You got to love betting on a guy like that. When it comes to UFC, I love, and it's maybe not a specific fucking guy, but I love when you have an up and coming, like first, second time in the cage and he's fighting like a veteran. That's a spot I'm going to fade that up and comer every fucking time. Yeah.
I just wanted to cut you off. I totally forgot about your UFC picks. So before we continue, I just want to pop them up real quick in the display.
Pop them up.
Where are they? Here. Yes, this is what we're looking at for tonight for UFC. This is Dan's pick. So Dan, can you just run me through these real quick?
Yeah, I don't know how to say this guy's name, and I'm not even going to attempt to. He's a
fucking
Yeah, he's a 6'7" Taekwondo gold medalist from I believe Cuba. He's got maybe the weakest fucking heavyweight you could possibly have a matchup against. This is a fucking throw-up fight from the UFC. They're trying to build this guy's portfolio a little bit. He's a gold medalist Taekwondo expert. He's a striking genius. He's going to beat the ever-loving shit out of Parisian. It's going to be like a first round, and if he knocks him out in the first round, that's 100 points right off the bat. And on top of it, any significant strike is just points on top of it. It's going to be close, but he'll go over. And then Macy Barber, she's fighting a girl that is just not good. I expect it because it's women's MMA to go the full 3 rounds.
Yep.
So she's going to be able to score significant strikes. She'll take her down. She'll be on top for a while. That just adds up points on Prize Picks. Take these, pair them together. Don't be afraid to throw Peter Yan in there too. I think he comes out and absolutely smacks whatever that fucking kid's name is, Yadong or whatever the fuck Song Yadong, I think is his fucking name. I think he smacks the fuck out of him. But these two are my most fucking favorite spots here, and I think they hit easily.
Yeah, so guys, every time we throw up picks, feel free to screenshot and just have it on your phone readily available when you want to go and lock
also
them in.
Also post it on Twitter too, by the way.
On Twitter, and majority of the ones I didn't get the UFC ones up in time for TikTok. But let me prop Brian back in here so we don't exclude him. There he is, so handsome. All right. So we're gonna. So you said Nico Hischier. You said,
and then for UFC, it's the veteran against the up and comer. And then when it comes to NASCAR, I always, not always, but for the past couple of years, I've kind of ridden. It's been like the last year. Last half of last season and then this season starting out. I love Ryan Blaney right now. Mm-hmm. I think there's a few drivers in NASCAR in the Cup Series that are as consistent as he is. Mm-hmm. He's generally not going to make a ton of mistakes. And he's just a really good driver and really good equipment. And I think he can compete. He's always an underdog. Like he's always underrated when it comes down to it. So I love betting him. What about you, Brian?
So for NASCAR, I've had some really good luck betting on Chris Buescher. I think the reason behind that is he's done really well, but I think the books still consider him like a mid-card kind of driver, and he races mid to upper cards at this point. So whenever you see a Chris Buescher matchup, I'm always intrigued. He's made me a lot of money over the last year and a half. Football, I had Baker Mayfield passing props. So for whatever reason, the bookies just hated and shitted on Baker Mayfield this year for whatever reason. And like his props would be ridiculous. It would be like 210 yards passing would be like the total. And just nailing the over on Baker Mayfield all year was very profitable. And then last year in the NBA playoffs, there was nothing more of a lock than Jokic over on points, assists, and rebounds. Mm-hmm. The lines kept going up, and they could never catch up. So I think it ended around by the end of the playoffs, the totals for his points, assists, and rebounds were like 63.
And he was still screaming over that, by the way.
He was still way over that. So
it was crazy.
Like, it was crazy. He'd have 15 rebounds, 12 assists, and like 40 points. So
that's fucking wild.
And we would hit him live too. Like we were hanging
and the book's live. Like, what do I do?
Dude, we just kept slamming him every time they updated the number, and he'd go over it like right away. You just fucking hit him.
So those are three guys that I'm looked at pretty much every week to say, okay, can I get value out of it? I know Pacheco's anytime touchdown this year.
That was a wagon this year. Yeah, that was good.
So once you start seeing a trend, hop on it and bet it until the brakes fall off.
Okay, I like those. I was thinking I love talking hockey in front of Brian because he explained that he doesn't really know much about it. Because when he was talking college football, I thought he was speaking a different language, and I was sitting here like, "Fuck, I got to get up on this." So we're gonna make a hockey fan out of him yet. Hockey wise, so you touched on Hischier. Obviously, I like Marchessault, but one guy I'm gonna really say it's underrated. And underrated, when I think underrated, I think like a lower line that's like easy to hit. I'm going Evan Rodriguez. He's right-handed player, hits all the fucking check marks that I want to cover on someone that I'm betting on, like shots wise, good team, good role, and he just shoots the fucking puck. So I love Evan Rodriguez. His line's always 1.5, which never moves, and he'll clear it by like 6 shots. It's fucking insane. So I really like Evan Rodriguez. For the NFL, I really loved betting on either side of the Eagles fucking wide receivers, whether it was Devonta Smith or AJ Brown, because I feel like it was something that you're able to peg viewing your matchup, like per matchup. And because of the skew between the matchups, the books didn't really know how to make heads or tails of it because they didn't really know who's getting the ball more. So like in a game where I'm like, okay, this corner's on AJ. It's going to be harder for Jalen to throw the ball. If Devonta runs those shorter cut routes, like I think this is a Devonta Smith game. So that fucking wide receiver core I really like targeting on. So I'd say Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. The NBA, I've kind of been mixed over because like it's more or less when I think NBA, I'm thinking like position wise. So I think I don't know. Centers are easy to like target for rebounds, but I like taking guards for rebounds, like quick guards that tail around the glass, and they try to get those nice off the glass pickups and like quick outs.
Yeah.
So like I'm a Heat guy, so I do like Tyler Hero. I really like Maxey for boards. Underrated because you don't think of smaller guys to get boards, and like a 4.5, like 5.5 line for a guy like that, like if they're quick, they can get to those balls that are popping wide away from the centers quicker. So I do like that position. So I'd probably say like a Tyrese Maxey. But yeah, I do. Nice. There's just so many spots where you can find a guy. Oh, in football, I like maybe not underrated, but I loved betting on Jameer Gibbs because he was just so much fun to watch.
That was the fucking best.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, the whole Lions team basically just throw.
They were a fun fucking watch and a great team to fucking bet on, dude.
Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, fucking Montgomery for an anytime touchdown, Gibbs for receiving or carries. Like it was fantastic.
And can I tell you this fucking like the player props market has completely like I feel like leveled the playing field for gamblers and the books. Like, I feel like there's so many lines now. How can you fucking make sure that you got hundreds of lines for NFL teams and players individually. How can you fucking realistically map out every single player in the NFL? I know you got algorithms. I know you got models and shit like that. I get it. But like that player prop market has completely leveled the playing field, I think. Anyways.
It's been fantastic, and there's so much shit to target. There's so much shit to talk about. Imagine how much harder the stream would be if we were like, well, these are who we got to win. Like it's a tough discussion because then you break down players and you talk about shit that's like it's a little bit more outside of like mattering because like you could talk someone's ear off about how you think Easton Stick's going to win the game, but at the same token, like instead of putting all your marbles on the Chargers because you think Easton Stick's going to have a game, you can just tailor into, you know what? I think Easton Stick's going to have a game regardless of the outcome. And a lot of those times when he came in when Justin Herbert was hurt, like he was balling. And that's another thing too I think you can tailor into. Underrated is the backup QBs. Everyone sees a backup and they're shook.
That was a good
Jake
spot
Browning,
for us last
Easton
season.
Stick.
We hit Jake Browning like 5 times in a row. I think we hit Flacco like 5 times in a row. Pretty sure we were just every backup QB that was coming in. We're like, he's gonna throw the fucking ball, run it.
What's a weird thing is I feel like football's so popular. So like we like because there's so much like especially like as a betting content creator like competition for football that you kind of don't really lean into the fact that like we did so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't realize how good we were doing until like, you know, you have the off season and the off season when everything's done is going to fucking suck. Fuck baseball. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'd rather talk about ping pong.
Oh, we got NASCAR to cruise us through, baby.
NASCAR is going to dude, I'm going to have to be a NASCAR D-gen. But point being said, like
by the end of this season, you're going to be a fucking NASCAR fan.
And dude, that's exactly the thing too. I have a little bit more of an advantage with NASCAR than like getting into college football because like I've at least like personal time pre-sports betting watched NASCAR in person and not in person. Oh,
we lost him.
We'll wait for Brian to get back in. His computer probably just died, but now we're back with the hands, boys. Anyway, I'm just kidding. No, Brian, let us know. We'll get you back in. Yeah, just NASCAR is just a spot where like I'm more excited to talk about than college football, but I have to get into college football to be excited about it. But yeah, dude, we wrecked on football bets, so I know draft time, fantasy time, Degen Fantasy is going to be smacking in these drafts. Like it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna do mock drafts every fucking stream just at the end. Like I was gonna do a mock draft, see where people are picking to. It's gonna be fantastic. Damn, I feel bad that Brian left. We'll get him back in. He has the link, right? Obviously.
Yeah, he's got the link. Yep.
All right. Because we're 44 minutes in here. We got a lot of people watching. Shout out to all you guys. If you have any questions and you're on YouTube, drop them in the comment section. If you're on Twitter, I got the Twitter side open so we can check it out. Also, TikTok is at Degen Fantasy. I'm fucking 72-30. Just on picks that I put out on TikTok. And on top of what we've done on stream, it's probably way more. But I got a new one out tonight for picks tonight. It's basically recapping what we talked about earlier if you want to check it out. At Degen Fantasy on Twitter. But what team has made you the most money was a topic I wanted to bring to the table.
All right, I gotta fucking listen. I'm sorry. I know I cut you off all the time,
No, you're
but
good.
I'm stoked for this. Listen, you looked at me like I had 3 heads when I told you that I was betting like North Korean hockey. But North Korea was in like Division 3, like a Division 3 championship or some shit like that. They're playing all these shitty teams like Iran and like shit like that. They were his power went out. Brian's power went out. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. But anyways, so they were playing like some shitty teams, like fucking just horrible fucking teams. There's Bosnia Herzegovina or whatever the fuck. I rode fucking Hong Kong and fucking North Korea to like one of my most profitable spots that I've ever fucking bet in. Like,
Damn.
it was like it rivaled fucking NASCAR. It was good. I mean, it was probably like 2,500 in like a week and a half.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. First off, a question. Can I ask a question? So these teams,
Yeah.
did you ever lay eyes on them playing, or you just merely looked at
Oh
the
yeah,
line?
dude. I was at work and all the games would be on at like 6 and 8 and 9. I'm at work just fucking slapping live bets and shit like that. I was spamming overs because there was like 16 goals a game, dude. It was crazy.
Do you want to? So you want to talk about edges? So if you can ever put one of those games in front of me or those teams, and I can go look at clips from knowing hockey so well, I don't think you'd ever miss, because I can spot so much just from watching hockey, being a hockey player, coaching hockey, and also watching hockey. You let me look at a Korean team and I can be like, and I can tell you what they're strong. Like, Dan, you let me just basically be like,
dude,
lock me
music to my fucking ears. March 10th starts another tournament. The Mexican national team's in it. It's going to be fucking wild. They're the highest rated team in this tournament. It's like Mexico, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, like these crazy fucking countries you wouldn't think even play fucking hockey.
Yeah.
But it starts March 10th, and I will be watching every fucking game. They're all live broadcast on YouTube.
I mean, what I want to do is, first off, you're talking about Kyrgyzstan, whatever the fuck it's called. Like, if they're not that good, I mean, there's probably a spot in the lineup for your boy, no?
Oh, dude, you could fucking walk onto any one of these teams and smoke some fucking cats, dude. Kuwait has a fucking hockey team. They're the last ranked team in the world, I'm pretty sure, at like 62 or some shit. You could walk onto that team and fucking start immediately.
Listen, if I get a spot, I'm going to look into it. If I get a spot, one of these teams, boys, listen, just tell me what you need and I'll get it done. You need shots over. I'm dumping them in from the blue line on net.
This is everything I've ever wanted. Okay, so here's the thing. That was my most favorable spot, but I'm going to talk to you about one thing. The year's 2020, okay? It's a sad year for everybody. People dying of COVID, all that bullshit.
And we just got to take it down
a
on YouTube.
little known team out of Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Bulls, the football team, played an abbreviated season, I think a 7-8 games, something like that. And they couldn't fucking miss. I mean, okay, first off, I would spam overs first quarter, second quarter. I'd be hitting them live. First quarter over 14, first quarter over 21, and they would score every fucking time they had the ball.
What league is this?
This is college football. It was fucking crazy. They were playing a 7-8 game schedule or some shit like that. Every game went over. They had fucking over on the rushing. We were fucking cleaning up. We still talk about in the Discord 2020 Buffalo Bulls. I mean, it was just a fucking automatic win. Every bet you fucking placed, dude.
Damn. I mean, I wish you knew me then, Dan. You could have shot me a fucking phone call.
Oh, buddy, you would have bet, dude. If you were betting then, we would have made so much fucking money.
I know. I wanted to make a sports betting, a fantasy football channel, and you're like, let's do a sports betting, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm a fucking sports fan. You'd be like, yo, Rock, do you sports bet? And I'd be like, no. But also,
like, no,
wasn't
Dan, that's against God's wishes. You would have been so scared. There's no way.
Listen, if there's anything that I'm confident in, it's my sports knowledge. Like, dude, honestly, like, other than YouTube, bro, listen, like, check us out on Fiverr. We're doing sports betting one-on-one consultations if you want. Just type in sports betting coach. Honestly, dude, we know we should just do on Fiverr. We should just be like, I will teach you everything you need to know about this said sport. And it doesn't have to be tied into sports betting. I would take that right now in college football. Sit down and tell me this team's good. These players, this is how it works. This is the fucking recruiter market. This is everything. And I'd be like, okay.
Oh,
cool.
yeah. I'll give you a crash course right the fuck now. There's nothing more that I know than college sports in any sort of capacity.
I just can't fathom I really have enough fucking brain capacity to learn fucking how to tie my shoes correctly, let alone fucking add in a fucking 72 team fucking league to be like, I like all these players and these.
Dude,
my brain
just
fry.
wait, buddy. When you're fucking in a couple of days, when you're up at 4:00 in the morning betting Turkmenistan National League hockey, you're gonna fucking.
Listen, hockey's different. I'll do whatever the fuck you want me, dude. I'll play hockey right now.
Listen.
Dude, 3 a.m.
We got to get you. When the first game pops off, I'm gonna hit you with a link. I want you to watch these games, and we're just gonna spam bet lives, baby, and it's gonna be great.
Okay, let's do it. Dude, Dan, just let me lay eyes on a team, and I will tell you everything you need to know about them. If they're even the one they're say if you got Uzbekistan matched up against somebody you don't know, like Rocky, watch one of their games. I'll watch a whole period and tell you everything I need to know about them.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear. We're gonna get into it.
And
honestly,
if it's that skewed, you will never lose. I
dude,
promise you.
It is that skewed because
then
some of these countries never play hockey. So this, I'm telling you, there is a fucking edge here, and it's easy as fuck.
Dude, you're about to see.
We're gonna be live. We're gonna be live.
You're about to see me next stream, and there's gonna be a window behind me, and instead of seeing fucking like a house, you're gonna see sand. You're like, where the fuck are you? I'm be like, listen, I signed with Uzbekistan. And I'm gonna go out there and fucking spaz.
Dude, let's get you on Kyrgyzstan's national team. Let's get you out there in the fucking mountains, riding some fucking wild horses, just fucking spamming goals, just left and right.
There's, they have special props. Do you know what a Michigan is?
Yeah, no, not at all. What the fuck is that?
You don't know what a Michigan is?
Wait, where you wrap around the net?
Where you pick up the puck?
Yeah.
Extremely hard to do, and I've pulled that off in an actual game. I have clips of it.
That's where you wrap around the net, right?
The puck is on the ice flat, right? This is in.
Yeah.
The puck's on the ice flat. When you put pressure on the toe of your blade, it puts it up at an angle. So if this is the floor, it pops up like that. So you can scoop it and put it on your stick, and basically you can carry it and just throw it into a net. I gotta bring some of my clips on here one day and just show you guys how nasty I am.
You gotta have a clip.
I got fucking clips. But anyway, using that there's a special ever that's to get a Michigan in a game. It's probably gonna be plus 2,500. You send me out here, the only style of shot I'm shooting is fucking scoop.
Just the whole time you're fucking just fucking throwing it. Yeah. Okay, we're into it. Listen, I'm going to make a degenerate out of you as soon as I fucking possibly can. You're on the way already. But as soon as I get you betting on 4th division fucking international hockey teams, you're fucking cooked, and I got you in the bag, baby.
Send me, please.
Oh, buddy, we're going to be making money everywhere we can.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can look this up real quick.
What are you
looking up? Looking up something. Just looking up something. A little something light. Oh, come on. Let me do it. You fucking whores. I don't think they're gonna let me do it. Let me try one more time. Hold on. All right, I'll let you know if that goes through. But yeah, those are the slew of our topics. Any questions, throw them in the comments, guys. It is 6:43. So since we got some people in here, we're gonna go back while Brian's got his power out. We're gonna go over what we have for tonight betting wise. So UFC, these are 2 fucking absolute burners. Okay, you throw a whole stick of butter in that pan for these ones. Okay, I'm dead serious. The analysis Dan gave and the choices and the picks is perfect. I got a text, and I just got a text. What do you got for plays? As I'm showing the plays.
Just link them to the fucking live stream. What the fuck are we doing? Watch the goddamn show.
Yeah, it's what are you doing?
What do we fucking do this show for? So we got to answer stupid fucking text messages every fucking day? Just watch. Jesus Christ, guys. You're fucking killing me with these people.
Yeah, we'll get into it here or there, maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we got for UFC. Is this what we hit on? This is what we hit on. NBA tonight. Listen to me. This is one of those fucking nights where Rocky goes on a heater again. If you'd like to be a part of said heater, put some butter on the stove. Okay, listen, my stove's preheating right now. And listen, not only the stove, guess what's preheating? The fucking oven. I just took it off self-clean. It's already hot, and I'm throwing a fat fucking turkey in there tonight. That's a fucking...
Covered in butter.
Dude,
Covered in butter.
Dude, a stick of butter is 1 unit, and like your whole bankroll's like a turkey in the oven. I'm throwing a turkey in the oven. So if you don't see me tomorrow, that's because I'm wrong. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yes, because he's homeless and he's got nothing left, guys.
Throw that whole fucking turkey in the oven. Take the fucking the baster, cover it in a fucking a melted down stick of butter, and possibly put it on a spoon and put it in your fucking.
Sounds delicious. Jesus Christ.
Jazz Nuggets, Hornets, Nets. Fuck what Dan said. Nets. Clip that. Mavericks, Pistons, Mavericks, Raptors, Blazers. Raptors. Warriors, Spurs. I said Warriors and Spurs together. Warriors, and then Celtics, Suns. I would just honestly, if you want to put a parlay together, do Warriors, Raptors, Mavericks, Nuggets. You're welcome.
Yeah, easy. Fucking run that. That's easy.
Lock. If you want to add in one of the two teams between Nets or Celtics, that's up to you. I'm probably leaning more towards Nets because the fucking Hornets. What's their last 10 games? Hornets.
Dude, they had 9 wins. Now they have 15.
Hold on. NBA standings. Hornets have. But like, dude, when the Hornets are losing, I'm making money. When the Hornets are winning, I'm making money because it's like they go on skids. Hornets, their last 6 games they've dropped. They've dropped 6 straight. They're 7-3 over their last 10. They're on a 6-game skid.
Jesus Christ.
And dude, and listen, hold on. Let me look at what we got right here. The fucking the Wizards aren't playing tonight. Listen, if you want to add fucking quality to your legs, there is one team that is on a dude. Okay, the Wizards won last game. I forget who they played. Before that, they were on like a 15-game losing streak. So you're gonna hit or miss here and there. They're 1-9 in their last 10. Wizards have 10 wins this season. So do the Pistons. And let me enlighten you. If you think the Pistons are gonna beat the Mavericks tonight, I will give you a toenail. I'll give you a whole toe. I'll literally chop it off, send it straight to your house. I meant the whole nail, not like a clipping, but like I'll give you something from my body if you want it. Point being said, do not bet against obviously the Mavericks tonight.
What the fuck is happening right now?
You'll
give them anything from your body. Are you offering prostitution on the stream right now? What the fuck is happening? Take a breath over there.
Listen, you come to Degen Fantasy.
Jesus Christ, man.
Anyway, the real locks of the evening. This is what I did last time on Hockey Shots, and this is what I'm doing tonight. And I promise you, I'm more likely to go undefeated on this slate right here than I did on this slate. I was looking at Pasternak and I was looking at Sid, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. By the way, Dan, did I not call it? I said, so Sid had 1 shot going into the 3rd period, and Ovechkin scored. I go, Sid's about to hit it. I literally said Sid's about to hit it.
You called it right away. You called it right away.
That's the competitive shit you can call when you actually watch a sport that's competitive, unlike the NBA. LeBron would have been like, well, Jokic is 40. Well, pull me out, coach.
To sit on the bench.
Pull me out, coach. Get my street clothes ready. Point being said, I have these picks for you guys based on circumstances, matchups, and what I've been fucking hitting on. Marchessault gets Jack Eichel back tonight. He's on a fucking burner every game with Eichel. Stamkos is not missing the last fucking 5 games on a fucking heater. I wish Heischer was playing tonight to be a perfect slate. Heischer hit in the first fucking period. Bedard's line, look at me, on anything but Prize Picks is 2.5. 2.5. So take
too good to pass up, guys. Too good to pass up.
And they're playing Washington. Sid just had fucking 5 shots on goal against Washington. Not saying Bedard is Sid, but Bedard's a right-handed, young, fast player. Who shoots. Sid's a great fucking player. His speed this season, when you look at the statistics, is fucking still in the fucking top 85th percentile of the league. But he's still fucking 36 years old, 37 years old.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard's 18. Fast, young. He just wants to score. He just wants to make a name. It's his rookie season. Great fucking matchup going against, I think, his first time against Alex Ovechkin. Going to be a great spot. Austin Matthews is going against Montreal. And I'm telling you, you're all going to call me and say, merci, which means thank you, because I'm giving you this Matthews line at 4.5. He's easily, I'm placing a bet off this stream right now tonight. He will have 7 shots on goal. I'm taking exact score. I wonder what those odds are, because you can take exact shots on goal. What would you think they could possibly be then?
1,100, maybe 1,200.
1,100. Well, I'm gonna go take a nice squeak peek. Okay, I'm gonna go take a look. So where's this fucking game? All right. Toronto versus Montreal. Boom, boom, boom. Let me get specials. Come on, bitch. Uvada's a giant pain in my fucking ass. Flip, where's my sponsorship? Where is period? Shots on goal. Where is the fucking whatever the fucking case may be? I can't find it right now. I'll find it after stream. Lock in Matthews for 7 exact shots on goal because he's gonna hit it, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, how do you do that?" Because I'm a hockey wizard. Do you see the hat? You see the fitted?
You see the fucking hat?
Listen, all right. Listen, I'm just been running around all day from here to here to here to here to here to here to here, and it's a little stressful. But what I'm saying to you guys is, I'm speaking gibberish only because I've been grinding, running TikToks, getting into the stream, making every graphic you're seeing, because it also goes in coinciding with a ton of research, a ton of fucking research. So check us out on TikTok at Degen Fantasy. Check us out on YouTube. We're streaming to Twitter. A lot of people watch us on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube. We drop a lot of extra content. I got a new video dropping this week. It's just a breakdown of sports betting in like different categories and how to be profitable. And those are not live that you actually have to go and check out. They will only be on YouTube exclusively at Degen Fantasy. Growing these platforms. We're fucking killing it on TikTok. Join up and make sure you guys, at least just keep the notifications on so you can really see and also grow your bankroll. That being said, we are bringing someone on that's going to be on the show every week, once a week at least at minimum, that knows not one thing about sports. Not one thing. I'll be like,
Nothing.
Hey, Scoot, name one athlete. He's going to say like Robert De Niro. So that being said, because he's an acting junkie, we are going to take an experiment live on stream. It's going to be exactly kind of what I did, but the only difference is I have massive sports knowledge. So when I came in doing the show at $150, deposited once, never looked back, made $1,000, withdrew it, paid bills, had $55 left, built up another $1,000, and here we are because we've only been doing the show for like, 3, 4, or 5 months? 4 months?
Yep, basically. Yep.
That being said, we want to document the entire process, so we're going to take Scott, and we're going to be like, hey, you know nothing about sports, quiz him on some knowledge, see what his answers are. They're probably going to be fucking hilarious.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
And then to that point, we're going to be like, okay, how much bankroll do you have to put into the sports betting? If he says, what's his number?
I think like 1 to 200, somewhere in there.
1 to 200. And we're going to say deposit. And then from there, we'll show his track record, his deposit record, his withdrawal record, whatever. We will slowly grow that bankroll the smart way, the correct way, and in the most profitable way to get him to $1,000 in the shortest time possible. And I don't know if it'll be fucking a month and a half to 2 months. I made $1,000 in a week after I withdrew the $1,000. So it can be anything.
Honestly, it could take, no matter how much time it takes. The main goal here is to show you that if you know what you're talking about, if you're doing your research, you can take these picks that we're giving you, and you could listen. Even if it's $100 extra a week, who would say no to $100 extra a week? Effort. It just takes a little fucking effort and having good friends that know what the fuck is going on. That's all we're trying to do here, man. So I think it'll be a really cool experiment. I think taking someone that knows absolutely nothing about any sport really, and turning him into a successful gambler will be just a great thing for the show.
Yeah, and coinciding into the word effort, like I'm not asking y'all to ever blindly tail what we give out. Everything we give out, we play. So it's like basically like instead of just listening to someone that's like, hey, I want to start a Discord where I charge you $50 a month and I just give out picks, and hey, maybe I don't have to sports bet because I don't need to win or lose if I'm just giving out picks. It's not what we're doing. We're giving out picks that we're playing. That's why when we hit, you see winning tickets and funds in our account. So that being said, talking about effort, we're putting in the effort, a majority of it for you based on knowledge. And all you have to do is just skeeve through what you like. If I say, hey, I'm taking, for example, let's go Jonathan Marchessault for tonight. I'm like, hey, I'm taking Marchessault. And I give you, I'm not just saying, yep, that's what I'm taking. But I say, hey, it's because I like the matchup. I like his role with Jack Eichel's on the ice. Yep. I like where he slides to the wing instead of playing a center role because Eichel's not playing. Certain points that you can tailor into and say, okay, I understand that. Beyond that, there's research that you guys do not see, especially with something like hockey shots that I'm so good at, that Dan has seen my behind the scenes of it. Statistically, like literally over a time frame of not just a year, not just 5 years, like literally since the league has started, on certain things that I tell you guys to prioritize. And I've told Dan, and he's been like, what? That's background information that, like, the only reason why I don't just straight up give it to you guys is not because of you. It's because of other content creators. I'm like, hey, here's my edge. This is why I do it this way. And then someone who has probably 5,000 more subscribers than us can be like, well, I have an edge, and this is all the reasons why.
And then we got to beat the fuck out of some other poor kid who's barely fucking betting anyways. And we don't want to do that. And that's, listen, if you find an edge, keep it to yourself, okay? You don't need everybody to fucking know that. What we're going to do is we're going to provide you guys good picks you should take. If you don't take them, it's on you. If you do, welcome to the fucking club. You're welcome on the fucking money, buddy.
So the cool thing about that being said is this is what I'm saying to you. So my edge, I can give you guys a broad answer on because I don't want other contenders to create it. The broad side of it is take right-handed players for shots on goal.
Yeah.
The only difference is based on the information that I don't want to give away so other fucking content creators steal it and claim it as theirs because you can't copyright an idea, is based on all the information I have, I will give you the spots where this edge for this said right-handed player is profitable. Tonight, Marcia Show, right-handed player, profitable spot. Stamkos, right-handed player, profitable spot. Bedard, right-handed player, profitable spot. The only one who's not a righty on here is Austin Matthews. That's because I said excluding the best players in the league, people like fucking Austin Matthews, who's a left-handed player, but he shoots the puck better than majority of the league. He's an outlier. That being said, here's my edge. Right-handed players. The only thing that's keeping me from fucking letting out all the juice is, okay, cool. I urge a streamer that's not part of Degen Fantasy to go out and say, hey, guys, take right-handed players. And he's going to take someone like, let me find an example. Adam Fox, defenseman for the New York Rangers. He's right-handed. Go see if he hits tonight. He might or might not because he's got a line of 1.5. I can name players' lines just off the top of my fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a player.
Why would you choose me? Go Heischer, because that's the only guy I know.
His line's 3.5.
Bang.
Give me another player.
Tage, Buffalo.
Tage Thompson, 3.5.
All the time with him?
The last 2 months it has been.
What about McCarr?
McCarr, his is his is 3. His is 3. His is 3.
McKinnon?
4.5.
Nylander?
3.5. 3.5.
Okay. That's pretty good. Kucherov?
Kucherov, 3.5.
Oh, shit. What do you think Eichel is tonight? First game back.
I don't know. That's a tough
spot. What would you guess? Guess. Give me a guess.
3.
3.5.
So that means it could be 3.5 or 2.5, but basically 3.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, 3.5 tonight. So
give me 3 more.
All right. Let's go Panarin.
3.5.
Hughes. Jack.
4.5.
That's all I got. Dude, I literally named every hockey player I know.
Sidney Crosby, 3.5. Malkin, 2.
Okay.
And it is 2. And I know it's 2.
That's all I got. That was solid.
My point being said, I don't know why I never thought of that before. My point being said is I don't know these because I'm a fucking weirdo. I know that because but seriously, as you do research and as you sharpen your line, you can find spots. I'm going to clip that for TikTok. You can find spots and be able to target them. But the only thing that I know moves those lines is, so say if Malkin's line's 2.5 is 2, and he goes on a 5 to 6 game heater where he's averaging 4 shots a game, that line's going to move. But knowing a player like Malkin, for example, who I know all season his line hasn't moved, maybe outside the first month because they're just like building off hype, that basically coinciding with the fact that he's a left-handed player and that he's older, I can target matchups against so Malkin playing a young, fast team. That's good. Say, for example, Vancouver, he's not going to hit 2.
Yeah.
Playing against a team like San Jose, who's the most shot against team in the league, I wouldn't mind going with him because he isn't a great talent. He's just older. So basically it's more hit or miss. That point being said, Stamkos at the same age or close to the same age as Malkin, he's a little bit younger, being a right-handed player, having a line at 2.5, and being a shot first player who's won Rocket Richards many times. That's a more favorable spot than going for an Evgeny Malkin. Also, it's all about like, even though it's analytical, like countries, like certain countries play different types of hockey. And if you think I'm lying, watch the Olympics, watch the World Juniors. You can see how Canada plays. Fast stick handling pass first players. Majority of them are all lefty. You look at how Russians play. Russians hit more and they shoot more. Look at how the Americans play. They grit and they grind. And they have a couple good players that really shoot the puck, but that's about it.
What
Their
about the
game is
players from
grinding.
North Korea? What do they do?
Honestly, they suck. That's all I'm going to say. If you talk about national level, like these types of players, they don't do anything. They suck. They don't score.
Oh man! All right, hey, listen, I love it. I don't think I don't when it really when I really think about it, I've known a few people that call themselves like NHL sharps that don't hit at a rate that you hit. And I think I've told you this a couple of times. It's impressive, to say the least, like just the wealth of knowledge you have. I would equate it to my knowledge in NASCAR and why I'm so successful in that area. And it's great that we have kind of matched those two together, married them a little bit, so to speak. But yeah, when it really comes down to it, you've had a couple bad nights with hockey, but bad night for you is actually going like 3-2 or fucking, 3-3 or whatever the fuck.
It's so mad.
Yeah, you do. You get really fucking mad. But listen, like, if you don't tell these picks, I think it's really dumb because they're tried and true. And we're not lying. Like, you can go back and look at every video, and we have recapped every single pick that we have made, whether it wins or loses. So you can go back, and if you don't fucking trust our word now, go back in the history, go back through the catalog, and we'll show you every fucking pick we've hit and missed. So please, like, don't take our words for it. Like, look at look at the content that we have already built up. It's all built in there. The whole reason why
it's documented.
It's all documented. We always document it. We have spreadsheets, personal spreadsheets that we keep of our betting history. It's always important to keep a strong, like, very detailed record of everything you're betting, how much you're betting, and keeping a record of it, just so you know where your strong parts are, just so you know where your edges come from. So we're all documented. Please go back and test us. Like, if you see something that we didn't recap, we'll recap it. We'll get the right fucking whatever. But I think we've recapped every fucking pick that we've given out, and they've mostly been pretty fucking solid. So I please, like, just look at us. Like, we're fucking, just tell. Like, come along for the ride. Pick a couple picks you like.
I feel what you're
saying.
Make
some money, man.
I feel what you're saying, because the only thing I will say about doing this for content is that, like, I guess it's a space where it's competitive because anyone can pick up a phone and say, hey, take this player. But if I wasn't hitting, like, at the clip we're hitting at, I'd be like, people will come in when they come in. But, like, when you're on a heater and you're hitting like we've been hitting for, like, the NFL season, like, if you weren't here for it, I urge you to be here for when it comes around again, because it was something to watch. When it's happening, you don't really realize, because every week you're just like, did good last week, let's get what's up with this week, though. When you really look back, like, I've gone back and listened to streams and been like, damn, we actually were killing it. And, that season fades away, and then, hockey's been here the whole time. It's going to be gone at some point soon. Like, it's going to be a lull during the offseason for the main sports, and we're going to be here with NASCAR, and I promise you we're not going to be in the negatives, because this whole experience, I've never been in the negatives. I've only been growing my bankroll. So the point being said is that, like, it's not that we really are trying to pull people in just to get viewership. It's also that, when you're hitting, it's like, damn, just people being able to feel what we're doing and do what we're doing.
We want to make you guys money. We want to make everybody money. I don't want fucking books taking advantage of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. I want you guys to beat the fucking heads off of every bookie in fucking town. I want you to take their fucking money, and I want you to fucking buy something nice for yourself, because fuck them motherfuckers, dude. I don't want you donating shit to other people. If I got an edge, you got a fucking edge. If Rocky's got a fucking edge, you got a fucking edge. All right? Simple as that. We want you guys collecting checks from anyone you fucking possibly can, because life is fucking tough, dude. And any fucking extra money I get is helpful. Any extra money Rocky gets is fucking helpful. So fucking come along for the ride. I don't give a fuck, dude. We're here to fucking make you money. That's it. If we don't make you fucking money, we're not here anymore. But that's all we've been doing, and that's all we will remain doing.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because you're not old by any means of the sense, but, like, you've been sports betting for a long time. I'm curious to, like, you've seen, like, how analytical my edge is. Do you think, like, the average content creator that's my age has an edge like that for any sport? that's posting
think
content on like TikTok?
There's a couple that seem to be around your age, if not a little, just a little bit older than you. That kid I showed you on TikTok, Ryan Hammer, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we gotta get him on.
He has a wealth of knowledge in college basketball. I would love to have that motherfucker on this show. He reminds me a lot of you in the analytical brain side. Me, motherfucker, I'm not that much older than you. I'd like to fucking point that out. I'm not like some old fucking asshole here.
I meant like like creating on TikTok.
But no, not at all. No. I think not to fucking toot your horn, because you know me. I'm not going to fucking sit here and kiss your ass about anything. But no, dude. And that's why I've been so – I don't just fucking – and I'm not trying to be this fucking guy. It's not like I don't take other fucking picks from other people. But, like, I trust very few people when it comes to tailing other people's picks, because I have my own wealth of knowledge. I watch every fucking sport known to man. But, like, there are very few people I trust to blindly fucking tail, and you are one of them. And that's like a list of 4 people.
That.
And it's true. But you do your fucking work. Like, there's not a moment where I know that your edge is getting soft, because you're always doing the fucking work on it.
Because it's something that's always growing, and we got a lot of people in here, so that's why we're like touching on like a lot of this, because we feel that we do well. But question: when you started the show with me, did you think I would do this well?
No,
because I didn't think I was going to do this well.
Again, well, here's the thing: when I first started out gambling, it was I knew a lot, so it was a little bit easier to kind of work my way into it. But it took me a long time to find the sports that I had edges in, and I got my head kicked in the first couple years. But after that, I found where I was good, and it started really turning. So no, it took me a while to get off the ground, but you fucking have stepped into it. And like, this is another thing that we always talk about. The sports that have less money, the sports that have less fucking like visibility, hockey, college basketball, college football, even so to speak, has a little less money. NASCAR has a lot less money than a lot of other sports. Like, those sports, if you have an edge in those sports because the books can't sharpen their fucking lines, it's huge. And you stepped in with like an absurd amount of hockey knowledge. You've been really solid in NBA too, but I don't think anything matches the NHL edge.
It's passionate about hockey, like in general. So it was an easy transition for me to step it. Like, you step into something new, but it's rare. It's rare when you step into something where it's new to you, but you have so much prior knowledge into it. The only thing that I could say at this point, other than continuously sharpening my edge in my head and like what I have down on paper, is if I was ever able to have someone help me create it, or create something AI wise that can take all my different, it's not protocol, but it's the, my intangibles that I need to hit for like circumstances, for like, this is my edge.
An algorithm.
Find the algorithm for my edge, players that I like in matchups, and be able to have it spit me out, like, compared to what I'm thinking about for tonight, what it recommends.
Yeah.
So I can really balance
that's
that
a model. That's a model, and you can definitely find somebody. You can find somebody that can help you with that, and get you rolling on that. But yeah, I know a lot of people that can help you with the computer aspects of that. That would love to be a part of something that's actually consistent. What?
Is it expensive?
Oh no, not at all.
I was gonna say I was just gonna place another parlay tonight and just pay for it.
Oh, dude, no, absolutely not. You fucking piece of shit. No, it's not expensive at all, but we could get you to a point. It's much easier when you have a model that just like knows what you know and just spits out the correct information that like, okay, this is what I think is going to happen tonight. Similar to what I have for college basketball. I know there's some models for NASCAR. I'm more of like a information based in NASCAR. I don't have like a set model for that. But you could create an NHL model that would be very successful.
Before we get off, just because the last time I talked about it with you was earlier on this season, I just want to pull one thing up. I want to take a look at how the NHL's shooting leaders has changed. NHL shots on goal leaders. Because we looked at it more or less into the early part of the midseason side of the season. I don't like that display. Let me find something that's a little bigger and nicer. Okay. It's about what I figured. present, share screen. We'll do that. And then we're going to wrap up here in a minute, guys. Appreciate you guys being with us so far. If you guys want to subscribe, please do. So we're looking at, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger and slide this over. Slide that over a little bit bigger. So we're looking at the top shooting stats for players in the league. And top of that list is who has been there all season, David Pastrnak. He has 317 shots on goal, and he averages 4.9 shots a game. His line is 4.5. Nathan McKinnon, not surprised either. Right-handed player.
You surprised by Forsberg there, buddy?
No, Forsberg's a right-handed player, and he's been hot all fucking season. His team sucks, but he's been hot all season. Averages 4.1 shots per game. His line's 3.5, and I already know that. So that's actually a good spot for Forsberg. You take him against San Jose, it's a lock. Kucherov, lefty. I didn't know Brady Tkachuk was shooting the puck that much. Shout out to him. He's averaging 4.1 a game, 256 shots per. So like Matthews.
Look at Caulfield, baby.
Right-handed player. Nylander, right-handed player. So Matthews and Kucherov are like two of those types of players that I'm talking about. Where like they're outliers in the fact of like they are just phenomenal shooters, and that's their game as left-handed players. The majority of left-handed players they want to pass more. Tkachuk, I'm shocked at. Honestly, I'll give you one thing. I have not looked into Tkachuk much this season, and he's had some injury time. He's played a little bit less than fucking like 3 or 4 games less than everybody. Look at his percentage per game. It's more than Kucherov and Forsberg. He's at 4.3 shots a game.
We have to start targeting him.
Yep.
That is.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's higher than Jack Hughes, whose line's 4.5.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts, dude. Go scroll down a little bit because I see Panarin right there.
Nylander,
but underneath Panarin, I have never heard of this guy at
that's
all.
Joel Eriksson Ek.
3.6 a game.
Yeah, no, he's on Minnesota. Good player. He's one of those spots that were like he gets shots, but like weird kind of like guy to bet on. I do like his game though. Owen Tippett's been he's odd. So Owen Tippett his line will be like 3.5, and his line goes like this. He either has 1 shot on goal or 0 or 10. It's fucking insane. And look at Sidney Crosby, 37 years of age, averaging 3.7 shots per game, and look at his stats. 30.
Look underneath it, Hughes.
Assists. There's fucking Hughes had some injury time.
4.7 a game.
That's nuts. I don't think there's anybody higher than that. Pastrnak,
just Pasta and McKinnon.
Tkachuk, Rantanen, Hyman, Tavares. There's Marchessault, 18, 3.3, 63.
Yeah,
games.
That's why his line's always 3.
If he had Eichel all season, I think he'd be around 15 where Rantanen is. He's out shooting Ovechkin. I've been targeting Verhaeghe this year, even though he's a lefty defenseman. The only defenseman on this list that I've seen is Roman Josi. And everyone likes to ride McDavid. That's the number 1 shots on goal sports betting demon is everyone's like, Connor McDavid, so good, so fast. Just because he's great at the game. He's a Canadian player, and they fucking like Sidney Crosby shooting the puck more than him and scoring more goals than him. Look at between him, Matthews, and Crosby, McDavid has 23 goals this year, but fucking 77 assists, which that's just all speed. So you can take him for shots at 3.5 on goal, but he's not going to hit that.
Taking him for fucking assists. 59 games, 77 assists.
Huge. His line's like 2.5 for assists. But look at Sid. Where's Sid? 32 goals this year, and he's 37 years old. And that's just because the Penguins suck, dude. His assists every year are usually fucking solid, but he's averaging more fucking. And this is I'd love to see their time on ice on here, but that's the top 25. And as I've said, right-handed players is where you want to be, and it's not just by looking at the shot standing for who shoots the puck on goal the most, because you can bet on Pastrnak, McKinnon, and Forsberg, and Nylander, and Caulfield, and Panarin, and really be like, oh, they're righty, so it's going to hit, but matchups play a factor. But the real money to be made is on players for right-handed shots on goal, especially like Evan Rodriguez, like Braden Point, because they got a lower line. They have a role where they're supposed to shoot, and you're in a spot where you can target these players at a cheaper price for their line, and they shoot the fucking puck And one thing I will say about my line and why it's important is this, is that I'm not going to give you the statistics. You can look them up yourself. The majority of the NHL is left-handed. The vast majority.
Right.
So when you talk about righties, they're going to be harder to come across. But you look at that top 10 and how many righties are in there, there's a little inkling of just being like, yeah, this is a nice way to go. And honestly, I'm not scared about giving out that information for other content creators to steal, only because unless if you're a casual, you know that.
Yeah.
So if you're a hockey fan, you're giving out picks, and that's, you know, you haven't picked up on that even slightly, you're a fucking idiot. I digress. It's been a great stream. Any closing thoughts, Dan?
No, guys, as soon as those NASCAR lines go up, we'll drop them on Twitter so everybody can see them. But I really like Phoenix isn't the best race, but it actually is one of the more consistent tracks when it comes to data. So I'll have a couple of plays for you that are going to smack. Last couple weeks we've been just, I mean, we got three races in. I think I'm 6-2. That's only going to keep going. We're going to hit a lot of and enjoy UFC 299 tonight. I think there's a lot of good spots there. Make sure you put all these picks in. Make sure you're tailing the hockey and the NBA shit. But yeah, good luck tonight. I hope everyone wins a bunch of cash. And thanks for coming out and watching, guys.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Listen, we've had a fuck ton of people in here over these last couple streams. So I urge you guys, if you enjoy the content, you think we're funny, or you like our picks, whatever the case may be, you just like looking at my face. Follow, whether it's on Twitter. If you really like the content, throw a fucking retweet out there for us. Helps us out a ton. Like the video, comment, wherever the case may be. Check us out. Bottom right of the screen, or when we have our big displays, they're always on the screen in the top left, like there. Degen Fantasy on every platform. It's Degen Fantasy Bets on Twitter. It's oddly where you're watching right now, but on TikTok at Degen Fantasy, on YouTube at Degen Fantasy. We're giving out exclusive YouTube content as well that are full scale videos breaking down a lot of really cool shit. So please indulge, check it out. Tail, don't tail, fade, talk shit, praise, whatever you want to do.
Also, anytime you guys think of a question, you want a video on it, you want us to talk about it on stream, fucking throw it to us, dude. Comment it on a video. We're good, baby. We'll talk you through everything.
Feedback and conversation definitely helps keep the show alive and definitely helps give us more to talk about because, hey, maybe we're not looking at a certain player, or, hey, maybe there's a question that you're wondering where we can give a little bit of insight, or, hey, maybe you bring something up we know nothing about and we can bring it to the next video. So helps that a lot. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all of you guys still in here. We've been ending the streams with a fuck ton of people in here, which has been fantastic. So other than that, this is Degen Fantasy signing off. Appreciate y'all. We will be back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday. Appreciate y'all. Catch you later. Peace.